YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A-N-LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes, it's just my personal opinion. You shouldn't take it as fact. You shouldn't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. All right? If you're new to the channel, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe. I think you are going to enjoy the content. Look, family, if you don't, look, it's okay. You can always unsubscribe later. If you're an existing subscriber, fam, I appreciate you more than you could possibly imagine. And if you are looking for the best way to support the channel, look down in the description below and you will see a link to the official 2A-N-LA store. Look, fam, we got crazy gear in the store. Crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. Check out the 2A-N-LA official store for all of our gear. 100% of the proceeds from the store get put directly back into the channel so that we can continue to make you good quality content. All right, look, let's get this rolling. So look, fam, you see, I've done a couple of videos now on staccatos. I did unboxings when I got them. I did a line review. A few weeks back, I did a review on my Staccato C2. This one is the very first staccato that I purchased. I looked at the whole line when I bought them, and I was like, wow, they've got a lot. They got the competition stuff. They got the concealed carry stuff. What should I get? I kind of wanted a gun that was a do-all, a gun that would be a great accurate shooter, a gun that would be great for home defense, a gun that could still be accurate enough to shoot for competition even though it was designed for that. And I came up with the Staccato P. Let me let you peruse that. Look, fam, stop playing with your boy. That P is nothing nice, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful firearm. And let me just say that there are a lot of people out here talking about that Prodigy, which is Springfield's kind of entrance into the 2011 space. And they're trying to do it at affordable prices. And I'm not going to, crap on Springfield Armory. I think it's admirable. We always criticize firearm companies for these minuscule advancements because they don't take risks. But I think Springfield tried to come up with a way to give people a 2011 experience at a reasonable, relatively reasonable price point. But make no mistake, it is not a staccato, right? The fit and finish is not the same. Staccato makes production guns that feel custom, and they do it, and considering you get that custom feel, relatively speaking, they're affordable. If you compare like the P to like the Atlas Artemis, it's not as good, don't get me wrong, but it's about, $4,000 or $5,000 cheaper. And that's how I kind of feel about the Prodigy. Is the Prodigy the equivalent of the Staccato P or the Staccato C2? No, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper. And so we shouldn't put that kind of pressure on Springfield. I think their gun stands on its own, and Staccato definitely stands on its own. And this is a pretty much stock out of the box P. We've added the Leopold Delta Point Pro, which Staccato makes, which fits the Staccato P footprint. And we've added that mod light on there, OKW. Other than that, 100% stock gun. So I will put up the specs on the Staccato P up there so you guys can take a look at those. But let's just kind of walk through the gun. Look, this is a hammer fire gun. The gun That's the thing about staccato. When I say staccatos feel more custom, let's slide on a staccato. It feels like the gun is on rails. The trigger, let me see if I can do this. The trigger is so, there's no take up. There's hardly any take up. Crisp, clean break. Stop playing with me on that reset. It's got a couple of features, got a couple of safety features. So you've got your manual safety right there. You've got your manual safety right there. It is ambidextrous, so you got it on both sides. It also has a grip safety. Now, some people don't like the grip safety, but I can, and I understand why, because I have grip safeties on other firearms that can be problematic. You know, when you want to shoot, you want to shoot, right? You don't want to worry. But I have to say, I've never had a problem. Staccato does an outstanding job with their grip safety. I've never had a problem when I was trying to engage that I didn't engage the safety. You know, maybe if you have poor grip mechanics and you're not gripping the gun properly, maybe it's an issue. But yeah, for the most part, I've never had that issue with this firearm. So great fit and finish, great aesthetic look, outstanding trigger. Some people will change out the trigger and put an Atlas trigger in their guns, but again, in their staccatos. But it's not necessary at all. At all. Staccato does a fine job of with their triggers, and the gun runs, y'all. Look, I'll put up some footage of me shooting the P. The P was kind of designed to be Staccato's duty weapon. So staccato guns, I did a whole video on the line, but just briefly, Staccato's guns are kind of divided into three categories. You got concealed carry, you got duty, and you got kind of competition. This was designed to be their duty gun. This gun is being used by a lot of law enforcement agencies and special operations teams and SWAT teams across the country. And yeah, if I look, fam, if I was a law enforcement officer and I could afford the P, I'm getting the P. Stop playing with me. I don't know. My dad's retired law enforcement. I don't know if they gave him an option of utilizing his own firearm if he wanted to. I'm sure probably they do, provided that it meets certain specifications. But if my department let me use a Staccato P, believe me, this is what would be in my holster, protecting my life and the life of others on a daily basis. For sure. All right. Yeah, fam. So look. Again, I'll put up the specs. The gun has a very well balanced, weighted feel to it, and that's why the recoil in the gun is so very light. This gun is not compensated, but yeah, it doesn't. You don't really need to compensate it, because the recoil, the stability of the firearm, the longer sight radius on the P, it serves to mitigate that recoil. Now, I told you guys in my C2 video that one of the reasons why I wanted to do the C2 was that I was planning on changing the game a little bit with the C2. I am also going to change the game with this P. So peruse it now. If you think it's looking sexy now, stock, and it definitely does, wait till you see it in short order. I'm not sure, fam. Look, I've been, the first half of 2022, I got buck wild on the purchases. Second half of 2022, I've been looking to more refine firearms that I already have. So when you check out my gun collection video in, which usually drops around January, my 2023 gun collection video. A lot of the guns that you have seen on the channel historically are not going to look the same. And I'll be dropping, update videos on a lot of these firearms too, so you can check them out. But look, fam, look. The Staccato P, I'm going to twist it up. I'm going to twist it up. It is going to be off the chain. But as it stands, this is a beautiful firearm. MSRP for the P ranges, I think, from like $2,000 to $2,300 or so, depending whether you want to get it optic ready or non-optic ready. I mean, I don't, look, the sights on this gun are great. So if you wanted to run an iron sight only, you could certainly do that. I just like the option. I think we're at a point in time where almost all guns are going to have, right now, like they have optic ready versions. A lot of the manufacturers have a non-optic ready version, an optic ready. I think it's going to get to a point where they're all going to just manufacture them optic ready, because I can't imagine that the non-optic ready versions on most guns are good sellers. People want that dot. People want that dot. And a lot of people like Wilson Combat, they still have, like, you can get like with an accessory rail or a non-accessory rail. I don't know who's out there ordering stuff with no accessory rail. I mean, you don't want it till you want it, and when you want it, you want to be able to put it on your firearm, right? So I don't know what's going on with that, but look, the Staccato P DPO. Look, fam, if you can afford it, it's well worth the spin. And yeah, there's some options out there. Staccato sells a compensator system for it that's really good by all accounts. It's a thread on though, so you have to have a threaded barrel, and Staccato sells a threaded barrel, so that part is great. The problem is for me that threaded barrels are not allowed in the state of California yet. Yeah, we're working on it. But there's some other if you're looking to compensate the gun, like I said, it's definitely not necessary. But Monsoon Tactical makes a really good comp. Vulcan Machine Works makes a good internal comp where they make adjustments to the barrel and the slide, and they do fine work. So consider them for that. All right. That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.